Welcome back, everyone. My name is Wade. This is Bourbon Hall, and we're going to be trying the new Bourbon and Rye from Knob Creek. Should be good? Maybe. We'll find out. Let's go. Appreciate you guys checking this out. While I go get a Glen, if you would be so kind, smash that like, subscribe if you're not. Comment down below. Have you tried this? What do you think? Are you a Knob Creek fan? I am a Knob Creek fan. I do like a lot of the Jim Beam products. Knob Creek is from the Jim Beam, Centauri, whatever, conglomerate. And so this is their newest release. This comes in at 113 proof. And this has 9-year, which would be their standard bourbon, and 7-year, their standard rye. And so it's a blend of them. And so it's 30% of the bourbon and 70% of the rye. So probably pretty rye forward, huh? All right, let me get that Glen. When in doubt, get a Bourbon Hall Glen. Let's get this thing. Got to tear and pull. They make it seem like it looks a lot nicer than it actually is. Because then there's a synthetic cork. Decent cork pop though. All right, so like I said, 113 proof. Very excited, just picked this up yesterday and talked to some people on Patreon and on Discord, and they said, give us a review. So I said, why not? All right, it says notes of vanilla, caramel, and pepper. Well, let's see about that. Appreciate you guys checking it out, coming in. I do enjoy the Knob Creek, most of the just general products of Knob Creek. I do really enjoy the new release, the 10-year rye. The 7-year rye is usually more of a mixer for me that goes into old fashions and things like that. I like ryes in my old fashions. Do you guys, are you more of a rye or a bourbon in the old fashioned? Or Manhattan even? All right, good old swirl job. I definitely catch some pepper there. Spicy. There's some other kind of spice in there. It's a very interesting nose right off the bat. I was expecting, being 70% of the rye, you expect a little bit of a mint there. There's a little bit of a sweet mint there. And you catch just a bit of that stereotypical peanut kind of note in there. Just kind of a dusty peanut shell on the end. Interesting. A minty, spicy peanut shell. That doesn't sound very good. But I kind of like the nose on it. You definitely get that caramel. You get almost a peanut brittle when that rye kind of steps aside and lets you smell other stuff. And then you get kind of that sweet mint back. Interesting. Very nice color. Not quite red. Amber. Well, let's try it and figure it out, right? I do catch a lot of nut right off the top, and it kind of revolves into almost a glazed like pecan. Definitely a pecan, roasted, deep pecan note. Not overly sweet, spicy on the back. I would have to say right off the bat that doesn't hit my palate exceptionally, like some of the other Knob Creeks do. I want to go back on it. I'm going to just take a second to let my my palate readjust there and come back, because never judge a whiskey or anything on the first sip, because you might think that's great, buy a bottle of it. That's how they get you a sample sometimes, and then you take it home and you pour it and it's like, that's not as good as I remember. I have several store picks that are just like that, which is disappointing. All right, second try. Okay. Very interesting. There's a lot of stuff there. I'm going to have to revisit this one a little bit because I get a lot of the rye on that second one. The first one was kind of bourbon, which is interesting because it's only 30% bourbon. I am left with kind of a peanut shell / pecan shell and a little bit of bitterness on the back. Gotta be honest, I was kind of hoping for more. Okay. I think it'll grow on me. This might just need to sit in the glass a little bit. This was a fresh crack, and maybe a little bit of air will give it a little bit more life. It seems kind of muted, to believe it or not. That's kind of how I'm taking it right at the moment. You definitely get that kind of that, what it says, pepper. And I had vanilla on the nose and a little bit of caramel. I had that peanut butter toffee, or peanut brittle, excuse me. Let's see. See if I catch anything else there. Okay, starting to wake up a little bit. It's still kind of predominant in that kind of that pecan shell that I'm getting there. And that's very interesting because I don't really get that strength there as much. So a little bit bitter on the back. And then you get kind of that vanilla caramel and just a touch of, the spice from the rye. Very interesting product. Obviously, you try this and you send it out. I mean, this is something that they've tried and, tested. So maybe it's just my palate today. Palates can be weird. I've had kind of a weird day of eating and just a weird day in general, so maybe it's just a weird palate day too. Okay, so I purchased this for about $40, and I think that, would I run out to buy another one? Not really, not right now. $40 I think is probably a fair ask for it. I maybe not, there's some bottles that I buy backups on. Knob Creek 10-year rye, love it. This is my third bottle of A123 Larceny, or 24, excuse me. This batch is the bomb. Love that batch. So, this one is one that I'm gonna have to say, I'm not really gonna go hustling to get another one. Once it's gone, it might be gone. I might not really care to get another one. It's a fine product at a pretty good, approachable price. And I think that you'll be happy. This is probably still in the mixing range for me. I think that this would make a great old fashioned stuff. Sipping, it's all right. It just doesn't hit my profile really well. So I'll let you know. I'm gonna come back to this later tonight. And if I change my mind, I will put what my thoughts are here. Overall, decent product. Doesn't, blow my head off. And I guess that should be expected for a $40 bottle, but there's some $30 bottles that I would prefer over this. Old Forester 100, things like that. So, yeah, I guess with that, I wouldn't buy it again unless it really changes for me through this process.